Hey you guys, this is going to be a pick a card reading. It's going to be for whatever comes out. This is going to be anything that needs to be said, anything that has to do with money, love, career. I'm just going to take a look at it. So we're going to have three groups. We have the first group or the first pile with the blue bracelet. You have the second pile with the pink bracelet, and then we have the last pile with the black bracelet. And I'm just going to go ahead and get started with our first pile. Okay, for the first pile, I'm kind of picking up that there's a problem with the home life. I'm also getting there's like a question about pregnancy. I do think pregnancy is going to come in, but it's going to come in when you least expect it. It may come from a person that you thought they weren't going to come through. It's kind of like it's coming from the person that you least expected it to be from. I kind of also feel like this came at or it's going to come, or something in your life right now is very, very chaotic, and you're having a really, really hard time on focusing on one thing. Also feel like I feel like you think that you're being lied to. I kind of get that you are. Yeah, I kind of feel like you are. I think the person that you've been lied to, which I do think is Pisces, maybe even Capricorn male. I think he may have mother issues too, but I think that there's something going on in his home life, or maybe that when something happened in his childhood that kind of, let's just say he had childhood trauma. Like, I feel like that's what's happening. I feel like that's what he may be lying to you about. I feel like he's kind of an emotional, immature person. I feel like you can kind of feel, or you can kind of see that he's kind of a man-child at times. And I think he is. I feel like he has a lot of responsibility though. Like I feel like he takes care of a lot of people. He may have a child of his own. For some people, he may have a child that you might not even know about, or he may have a pregnancy from another person that you may not know. But I feel like you haven't been getting the answers that you wanted. I feel like you've been asking a lot of people. You've been asking around. You've been kind of trying to get to like what's really going on. Like, you've done some investigation work. Like, you've really tried to figure out is this person telling the truth? Am I just seeing things? And I feel like he has something to do, maybe to do with your finances. Because I do feel like finances right now is kind of jumbled up. I feel like somebody's name starts with a J too. But it's like things are kind of jumbled up right now, and you don't really know where to go. I feel like either this Leo season, or maybe late summer, early Virgo season, there may be something that comes up that kind of gives you, it gives you the answers that you want. It gives you clarity. I also feel like you're giving too much energy into things or people that you kind of know it doesn't really serve you. Especially with that spider, it's kind of like you're kind of just doing it because of the fun of it. Like, there's something that you're doing that you know isn't going to be fruitful at the end, but you're just doing it because it makes you feel good. And like, you know that this is not going to be long term, and you know you're not really getting that much out of it right now, except, you know, just for it to be fun. I feel like things are changing. They're just changing really slowly. And I think one of the domino effects of it changing would be you completely kind of shifting your focus to another person or another thing or another job opportunity. I'm getting another house. There may be something about your house that you're kind of stuck to with this person, or you're stuck to, it's like this house is like a safety net, something like that. Or maybe this is all I have in my name, so I can't really, you know, do anything else. There's something that's significant about the house. I feel like the house will be taken care of. For some of you, there's something spontaneous may happen to the house, or you have to move. And that may also have something to do with your finances. I'm also feeling like you should save up. And not just for those moving, not just for like moving, but like also, I don't know, I feel like your money is just kind of all over the place and it's really unstable. And I think you want to take a vacation, but you're not sure if you can. I think you should. Yeah, I think there's also something about someone's mother or someone becoming a mother. There's kind of like a mother energy here. I think that's really it. But I say just really start to refocus your life right now. I think it's hectic because you're kind of making it hectic. It doesn't really need to be as hard as you're making it. And also, I don't think you're thinking big. Like, you're not thinking of the bigger picture. You're thinking very like narrow-minded, kind of naive, and it's kind of like an innocence in a way, but you're not creating the life that you know that you really want, because it's like, well, this is all I can have right now. So if this is all I can have right now, and then I'll just do with that, and I'm not gonna do anything else. I feel like this is kind of your spirit's talking to you, just to telling you that you just start to make some, maybe not too big, but just really, really small changes in your life, so that you can be the best you could be. So yeah, this is all for pile number 1. All right, and this is pile number 2. I kind of feel like this pile is kind of stern, or they're kind of looking for, like, they have a specific question that they're looking for. So this may be really specific. I feel like somebody think that they're getting tricked, or it kind of feels a little bit like pile number 1, where they thought that they were getting lied to. I feel like in this pile you are getting lied to, or like there's some misinformation that you've been fed, and it's kind of like, all now you're starting to figure out that what you were being told was lies. Also, I feel like someone maybe was born in 2000, or they could have been born in the year of the dragon, which is like Chinese zodiac. Someone here could have really, really heavy Scorpio energy. Someone may also have a dog. And someone also may have like a father figure in their life, like a really, really heavy father figure in their life. Or they're trying to look for that in another person. Either way, I feel like someone has somebody in their life right now that's kind of, I don't know about guiding, but definitely has like a stronghold over their life. Could be positive, it could be negative. I feel like also this is kind of, someone doesn't want to leave the situation because they feel like they have more control over the life they have now. And they feel like if they were to take that big risk, that it would be really, really bad for them. Even though they know that in their current life, they're not really getting anything that they really want. Someone feels really, really stagnant. And I feel like it's like you think you're doing big steps, but in reality, you're not really doing anything. You're not really moving towards the life that you really want. You're just staying kind of in the background. You can kind of see everybody else getting the things that you want, and you're kind of like, when is it my turn? But you haven't really done anything in order for you to get what you want. I'm also getting, if you've had many, many signs, like many, many signs. You've had dreams, you've had deja vu, you had premonitions. Someone is really trying to, like, I don't know if it's your ancestors, I don't know if it's your spirit guides, I don't know if it's a lost loved one. I was kind of getting, when I shuffled this pile, that I was getting like a really bad headache. And I feel like you have a lot around you. You may be spiritual yourself. You may not even know it. You may have a pretty loaded eighth house, or something may be very significant with your Pluto. Or you just may have just heavy Scorpio in your chart. Either way, I think that you've also been through a lot in your life. You've probably seen a lot of maybe death or things that you shouldn't have seen at a young age. And I feel like that shaped you to who you are as an adult. I saw 18 years old in my head. That probably was like a defining year for you, defining age for you. I feel like you're trying to reconnect with someone that you know hasn't really given you the time of day, but you're kind of doing it because it makes sense. But there's something about, you kind of need to leave that person where they're at. Because I don't know if they're going to drag you down, but it's just, you're not really moving towards anything. You're kind of moving in a dead end. And I feel like you're at a dead end right now. Someone's mother's father. So someone's granddad is very prevalent. I think it starts with a D, maybe. I think there's been some loss of finances. I don't know if this is overspending or you're just giving your money to too many people. I think you know why your finances have dipped, but you're not being honest with yourself. I feel like you know exactly why it's probably as bad as it is, because you haven't taken the right steps. I feel like there was a loan that either you got or you applied for, that you're not using your money wisely. I feel like even somebody told you about this, like, use your money wisely. I think somebody gave you maybe an inheritance or something, and you was like, oh, it's payday. But really, you're supposed to keep that money for yourself. or keep that money in a safe place. I think next year, is specifically for this pile, next year it may be a lot of turbulent things going on financially. And I think Spirit wants you to gather, I think they're giving you like a lot of money in this year, but it keeps going in and out. Like as soon as you get the money, it's gone. And I feel like in this year, in this month really, that you should be doing your best to accumulate as much as you can before 2026 happens, really before December happens. You may have a love offer come in, Taurus. This could be masculine, this could be feminine. I feel like you're going to ignore this person because they're not your type, or I think you're making up excuses of why you don't like this person, because I feel like this person coming in is actually a really good person. I think they also remind you of your father or your grandfather, and you don't really like that. They may be too old for you. There could even be like an 18-year age difference, but it's like you don't really, you're kind of like, you can have fun with this person, but you really don't want to do anything other than, I feel like if it's not harmful, if you use intuition, your discernment with this person, I feel like it could be a good romantic partner. I feel like this person could give you a lot of advice. I feel like there could be some sort of money swapping that you've had with a certain someone. I keep feeling that, but I feel like it's kind of been unbalanced. They give you $1,000 and then you give them maybe 60 back, and then you give them $6,000 and they give you like a gift card back. Like it's something really imbalanced about this relationship they have with this person, especially with money. But I feel like that relationship needs to die. This could also be your job. You could be going above and beyond for your manager, and they've not done anything for you back. So I don't want to tell you just quit your job, but maybe speak out about it. Try to do something that completely changes that relationship. But I do think that things will get better once you kind of show up and show out in the ways that you know you could. And then not, even if you feel stagnant, if you feel like nothing's coming towards you, then just do the complete opposite of what you thought you needed to do. Just do something wild, just do something out of your character. You know, of course it shouldn't harm you or be negative to you and other people, but just do something fun. Because I think when you're at your happiest, that's when you bring in the most money, love, opportunities, just happiness. So yeah, I think that's all I see for pile number 2. All right, and this is pile number 3. When I was shuffling, I was getting a lot of 3s. So I don't know if something's gonna happen in 3 days, 3 months. I'm getting a pretty clear 3 years. Something maybe has been going on for 3 years. I think 2022 was kind of a bad year for this pile. I think a lot of things in 2022 kind of hit you at once. I heard hospitalized in my head. I think also maybe homelessness. someone that you knew maybe were incarcerated. I feel like you had a lot of loss. And I feel like that it kind of makes you question, and you're scared of like literally everything, doing anything new, any new opportunities. You feel like it's as good as it is, it's just you're gonna lose it. And I don't want to say that it's on your head, because I understand that what you went through was a lot, and it's been hard for you to kind of move on from that. But I also feel like you're kind of regressing your energy, and you're kind of stuck in the past. And it's like you need to move on. I think also maybe someone may get pregnant. I think fairly soon, like in cancer season. I think also you may not even know anything about this. You may not know anything about this. It may come to you as a shock, but I think you're going to get pregnant like fairly quickly. If not in cancer season with a cancer, or you're a cancer yourself. But I feel like you haven't had time to really celebrate your life. I feel like you've made a lot of accomplishments. I also feel like you're really angry, or people see you as really, really angry, and you're like, well, that's me, but you never really worked on it, because I feel like you do have anger issues. I feel like people don't really get the brunt of it. They just see it on your face. And it's a defense mechanism. I've been through a lot. Yes, I'm at where I'm at. I feel like you've done a lot from 2022 to 2025. And you're going to do even more. I see somebody talking on a seminar, or like a life coaching. I don't know if you're doing that or if you're going to do that, but I feel like it's a way to kind of speak about how low you've been, and how, just like me, you can do it too. I feel like you're an inspiration, and I feel like you don't even know that, or I feel like you don't like to ask. You don't really like fish for compliments, because it's kind of like, oh, that's corny, or it's an ego thing. And I feel like that's also, it's a trauma response too. There could have been something in your life where it was really, really hard for you to get, complimented, or feel like you was the first picked. You maybe always felt like you were second best to someone. This could even be in jobs too. But I feel like you've always felt like it was somebody lighter in complexion to you. Like, if it wasn't because I'm black or because I'm brown, this lighter tone, or this white person got this opportunity because they didn't have to do anything. I have all the knowledge, I have all the information, but I don't get picked because I look like this. I feel like you've had to really claw your way out of things. And now you're kind of in a stage where you're kind of thinking, well, should I do this, or should I do that? Or am I too this? Am I too that? Am I going to keep getting overlooked? I feel like you need to break that cycle, because that's what's kind of holding you back. Because, yeah, that's what's holding you back. Your past is definitely holding you back. Like, they really want you. Spirit is really leading you to do the things that you can do. They want you to experience life. They want you to pick up that phone. They want you to get out. They want you to stop being scared. They want you to stop fighting. Because you've been kind of bringing in that old toxic energy, when you're always negative, when you always say, well, I can't go out today, or I can't do this because I'm working, or they never gonna pick me because they'll never pick somebody that looks like me. I'm just too real for them. It's like you're making excuses and you have no idea what these people are thinking. Now that you said that, you've already made the reality that you are not good enough. So then, yes, the manager is going to pick somebody else, because when you come in and you're just, even if you think that, oh, I'm coming in with a good attitude and, I am doing all the things I am doing it. Well, if you're not really, because if you're thinking very, very negative and you're thinking that it's never going to be for me, then it's never going to be for you. And I feel like this has been happening over and over again since that year, because, again, I do feel like a lot happened in that year, or when you were younger, or just life in general. But I feel like you've been kind of hesitating. You haven't been using your voice as good as you could. There's a lot of people that want to see you win, because they want to hear your story and they want to see someone like you, like them, get to that higher threshold. Like, I do see you being an inspiration for your culture, your nationality, your community, your family, your friends. And I feel like you have such a good supportive system behind you. Like, I feel like your mother is very, very a good source of inspiration for you. I feel like you may not get along with a lot of people, but again, I feel like you hope that it's kind of like you just hope that in, like, well, I don't get along with people, I don't really have that many friends. Well, it's like you can make friends. And I feel like also with this pile, like, you have so much hidden beneath you that you don't like to show it for some reason. Like, I feel like you're such a creative person. I feel like also, you have such like a good humor. Like, you have a dry humor, but it's like people get it. I feel like you have a fun taste of music. I feel like you have so many good things about you that you turn into a negative because somebody told you that they didn't like it. Well, they didn't like it, but you like it, and I'm pretty sure a whole bunch of other people like it too. But I think it is going to be, I think things will get better for you. I just think you need to see it from a different perspective. Maybe even ask for advice, ask around. You don't always have to carry so much on your back. I know it's easier said than done to just say, let it go. But just find ways, maybe even go to a therapist, but find ways to relieve yourself of, I don't even think it's stress. I just think it's pessimism and negativity, and why not, and why is it, and was it me and I'm so mad. Like, just, I feel like you really, out of all the pilots, I feel like you really have made it somewhere big, or you will. Or even at where you're at right now, you may think that is low level, but I feel like a lot of people really want the position that you have, and they just can't get it. And you're like, well, my position is nothing like that. But I'm like, looking at this, it's like your position is 10 times better than probably the whole company. I feel like you're getting paid very, very well, even though you may not think so, but I think you're getting paid very good. And I do see a promotion, but you have to turn that. I feel like a promotion is coming in real, real soon for you, or there's a spot that's been like talked about, but you haven't put in your hat for it, because you feel like you're not going to get picked. But I feel like if you put in your hat for it and you say, I'm going to get this because I've worked hard, even if you haven't been in this company for, you've only been in it for maybe 5 months. Those 5 months, you put in so much work and you've turned whatever you have around. I feel like it's very, very specific about a company, but I do see somebody in corporate, in corporate life, and I do feel like this person is climbing the ladder to where you could be in management. You could just be high ranking. But I feel like you have to get over a lot and be the person that you want to be happier, do happy things, make time out for yourself. You may say that I may not have, the ability to do that. I feel like you do. You just have to be stern in yourself and be, just be firm with whoever, and just say, I just need time to myself. I need 2 or 3 days. I want to go on a vacation. And I feel like they will understand that, because I do feel like you have really, really good connections with people and really good relationships. But I think that it's kind of you that makes them, sour on you. You may think it's them, but I think a lot of people pick up on energy before they even know what you're saying. They're going to read your body language. They're going to look at your eye contact. And I feel like a lot of times they do that. Don't give people a reason to single you out. Doesn't mean don't be yourself. It's just saying don't give people the reason to say, well, yeah, I knew she was going to do that because, yeah. Like, don't give people a reason to do that. But I think, yeah, a lot of things are going to get better. If you are a Cancer, I feel like something's going to be, or has something that's really is going to release from you, or something, a really good stress reliever is going to come in some near days, months, weeks. I'm not sure. If you're not a Cancer, then I think Cancer season is going to be very, very significant. Or a Cancer person, I feel like a Cancer male is going to be very significant. So yeah, and this is all I have for pile number 3.